Hello and welcome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gopal Krishna Anand, Associate Editor of OEM Update Magazine, and I welcome you all to the OEM Magazine's interactive session on Manufacturing 2023, Shaping Factories of the Future. My colleague Harsha from editorial of OEM Update Magazine will introduce the panelists and moderate the session. Ms. Harsha.
Thank you, Mr. Gopal. Hello, everyone, and welcome to OEM Update Magazine's interactive session on Manufacturing 2023, Shaping Factories of the Future. The Indian machine tool industry, driven by technological improvement, is constantly innovating, helping the industry to grow. The future of manufacturing is all about innovating, automation, and digitalization of workflows, sensors, robots, software, cobots, etc. The sensors on machine on cutting tools provide real-time data analysis and threading with robotic manufacturing. The machine tool industry is now focusing more on the human-machine interface with optimizing costs for product manufacturing. Digital manufacturing that focuses more on 3D and additive manufacturing is the futuristic trend. Taking shape with Industry 4.0, manufacturing is advancing towards Industry 5.0. Manufacturing technology and machine tools involving parts and components, accessories and system, metrology and CAD/CAM cutting tools, tooling system, and new age technologies in metal cutting will be shaping the future of manufacturing. That also requires attention to technical training, skilling the workforce and creating the engineers of tomorrow. On this note, OEM Update will be hosting an interactive session cum conference on Manufacturing 2023, Shaping the Factories of the Future on December 2022 from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. During this 90-minute session, industry experts from machine tools and industry manufacturing will discuss the future of manufacturing factories, Industry 4.0, 5.0, robots and cobots, real-time data software, tools, trends, technology, digitalization and automation, as well as manufacturing growth in 2023. It is an honor and privilege for me to introduce you to today's distinguished speakers. Mr. Saju SR, Head, Product and Progress Engineering, Smart Power Division, Electrification Business, ABB India Limited. Mr. TK Ramesh, Managing Director, Micromatic Machine Tech Tools Private Limited, ACE Micromatic Group. Mr. Avil Kumar HN, Head of Software Services, Industrial Quality Solutions, Carlsys India Private Limited. Mr. Ashwin Deshpande, Country Head, India Intech Additive Solutions Private Limited.
Mr. Ramesh,
Yes,
what
sir.
is your outlook for manufacturing in 2023?
2023, we expect the year to be good. When I say good, good is a relative term. As all of us are aware, 2019-20, even before we were hit by the pandemic, perhaps we were on a downward path because of many reasons. And so 19-20, 2021, perhaps were not so good years. Manufacturing in India perhaps saw its best year in 17-18, 18-19. We got back to those levels perhaps in 21-22. So we expect 22-23 to be similar with nominal growth. But the expectation is that with what's happening across the globe, perhaps the next year, the second half of the next year is when a kind of an emergent pickup is likely to happen. These are the expectations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ramesh. We are also very optimistic about the coming years, Mr. Ramesh. Coming to Mr. Evel, besides boosting productivity, what will be the advantages of Industry 4.0 as far as smart manufacturing and better control of machines are involved? Mr. Evel.
In this case, we see a lot of increases in the demand in the field, and whereas we try to see how the software capabilities and the cloud solution requirements to cater to these industries are to be approached or to be addressed. Yeah.
Now, what you spoke makes sense, Mr. Evel. In your view, what latest trends and new age technologies in 2023 will shape the factories of the future?
See, if somebody has adopted the Industry 4.0 basic systems, so what we feel, like I showed in my slides also, we are already completed 3 rounds of it. So our basic smart factory is very good. Now, for us, we are pushing into the AI side of it, where, for example, we are going for a visual inspection system, like what Avil had showed, that they had a system which can be on the line, in the line itself, measuring the quality of the processes. And in fact, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to take that input and they give a feedback to the system itself to control the process. For example, in a lathe machine, if the diameter of the rod is completely continuously increasing, so there is something wrong. Either the tool is worn out, or it has to control the feed, or other parameters. So that feedback systems also we are trying. So if we want to really leverage all the goods of Industry 4.0, we need to think about the additional the next level of options like AI, the augmented realities, the virtual realities. For example, we continuously increase the production capacity. So when we do a line, after doing the line, we know that there is something wrong. So, but there are 3D simulation softwares available now, and even in that simulation softwares, we have VR options available where we can go to the real place, stand there and see how the ergonomics are, how the line is coming out. So these are going to reduce the timelines and improve the overall quality of the outcome. So that is what I see in 2023, what is happening to us.
Definitely. Indeed, agreeing with you, Mr. Sajul. Thank you for enhancing our knowledge in this respect. Mr. Ashwin, what manufacturing growth do you see in the future with Make in India and Atmanirbharta as mottos for the country to become a manufacturing hub? Mr. Ashwin.
From our perspective, we see a big growth happening in the startup industries. There's a lot of push by the Indian government to promote and support the startups in the space sector and the defense sector. A lot of medical equipment manufacturing, medical device manufacturing companies are there, and they're setting shops. So far as additive manufacturing technology spread and adoption is concerned, we are very excited, we are confident, and we see a good business coming up in the next couple of years, and it will continue to grow. As I said, we are looking at a growth rate of around 25% per annum, and that will continue to grow. The headroom to grow is huge, so we are very optimistic.
Thank you, Ashwin, for your comments. So now I want to hear from you about the budget expectations for the industry. Mr. Ramesh.
This is, the expectation is, from a business perspective, budget is really all about, fiscal announcements that need to be made. And again, we all seem to be looking towards the government and saying that, hopefully this will go up, this will come down. But yes, it helps. I'm not, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that those are not important, but I believe the announcements that have already been made, whether it's, the PIL and whether it's the manufacturing in India, while a lot of it is there in policy, while there has been allocations made, now these things take time for the green shoots to really start coming up and doing. So it's about, good implementation. See, GST was a phenomenal thing that came across, but it's about 4 years now, and perhaps we'll really begin to see the true effects of GST probably a year from now, where the multiplier effect is really going to take into the place. So coming back to your question about budget, corporate taxes are at the best that they could ever be. So I don't expect anything to happen from corporate tax. If some rationalization is expected to happen in the, let's say, policy document of import-export, if input material duty structures are reduced, if infrastructure spending that they have committed to happens. See, I don't believe that there is a lack of ingenuity or lack of technology in India. It is about enablement of that by good infrastructure. While I am not saying that our internet is not good, or see, we have the cheapest internet across the world, but is it good enough? What about the last minute connectivity? We talk of Industry 4.0, but if you have a factory in Dabaspet or if you have a factory in Thiamagundlo, you can't even get connected to the internet. You don't have MPLS. Now, these are the issues that I believe in the budget, if the government can emphasize on really creating and investing in good infrastructure, business will automatically take care of itself.
Yeah, that's nice interpretation about it. And implementation of the infrastructure is the need. That is what is very necessary. Mr. Saju, what is your expectation about the budget?
Pardon, sir? Can I give this?
What are your expectations?
Yeah, see, again, we are one of the organizations who are really pushing for Make in India too much because we invest minimum $3 to $4 million every year for Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives. So as Mr. Mr. Ramesh said, the policies, the infra is the major problem, what we are seeing here. The basic infra related to the industry 4.0 or the other, for example, the roads itself. So if the focus can be there more, because all these systems will work, industry 4.0 or 5.0 systems or anything like that will work on a very strong infra only. So unless we focus on it, we cannot take the leaps which we really want to.
Thank you, Mr. Saju. Mr. Avil, what are your expectations? Infra is emerging to be very top contender.
Infra, and along with that, I also, in my perspective, to add one more a view that on the skill development. So once the infra is there, then also the skill development of the people who utilize this infrastructure, and also to make it in a better way. The skill development, the budget has to be also focused on more on how the skills of the individual, maybe from an user level to the management level, how the skill has to be improved, and how this can be compensated with the financial budget. So if there is a relation between this thing is established, certainly we will be in a good position, Mr. Gopal Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mr. Avil. And what you expect from the budget, Mr. Ashwin?
I would probably talk from my customer's perspective rather from my company's perspective. I would like to see a budgetary support from the government for the academics to invest in these new technologies, the 3D printing technologies that we work in, which should help in the skill development, which should help the faculty to engage more with the industry or industry academia programs and do more research, whether it is material development and so forth. So I would say higher budget allocation for acquisition of such technologies for the academics.
That's a good point. What I would be asking now is, what about the expanding PLI scheme in the budget?
If the more expansion of this PLI scheme for this electronic industry and semiconductor industry, so that will be like a game changer in the 2023 and 2024, Mr. Gopal Krishna.
What are your views about that, Mr. Ramesh?
See, expansion is welcome, but again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I believe we have good policies. So every time there's a problem, we want to change the law. I would rather go for, implement what you've already done in a better way. There are already enough. We don't need to do new things. Let's implement things a little better, like exactly like what the other panelists are saying, Let's get more academia. Let's invest in research. I believe there are schemes. I believe there is enough funding. I don't believe today the issue is about funds. The issue is about direction, leadership, implementation, and utilization. These are the areas where, forget any of this. Given the current situation of, let's say, Ukraine, Russia, China, whatever is happening, I don't believe the issue is with the market. The issue is about how much can we take and how much can we deliver, whether it's government or whether it's industry like us. So we have to roll up our sleeves and deliver.
That's quite right, Mr. Ramesh. Deliverance and acceptance is very necessary. What would you like to say about it, Mr. Saju?
I would really echo what Mr. Ramesh told. Many times we worry about what we don't have and don't think about indeed what we have. So there are enough policies, good policies in place, which we first of all need to utilize completely. Just to give an example, we all work in Excel. What we do is 1 + 1 = 2. But Excel is much larger than that, but we never use it. So the point is, let us first of all, any new scheme is an icing on the cake, but the point is, first of all, let us utilize what we have with us initially and then think about the other.
Yeah, quite right. Mr. Ashwin, would you like to add anything?
No, nothing new. I mean, I go with the views of Saju and Mr. Ramesh that lots already is in place. Implementation is important.
Thank you very much. May I request Mr. Ramesh to give closing remarks for the session?
First, I'd like to thank all the members of the team and, of course, OEM for this opportunity. I hope we were able to add value to the people who participated in the webinar, and like what Saju just now said or what Ashwin echoed, see again, even a diversity, we had COVID, but thanks to COVID that we are able to connect digitally far better. Even this program that we are having was good that came out of adversity. So I'd really like to conclude saying that, see, we are talking about Make in India. We are an MSME company that started from a garage to manufacture machine tools, and we have been making in India for the last 4 decades. And my only submission to everybody here Of course, the multinationals have technology. They have done an excellent job and they are across the globe. For the many of the people who are on this webinar, people who are small, people who are from the MSME, people who are from the medium, please don't hesitate from adopting technology. If we can do it, you people can certainly do it. We were in a garage, we were making, I don't know, 5 machines a year. Today we make 7,000 machines a year, which is unprecedented anywhere else. We are probably 51, 52 by numbers from the world. Of course, our exports today are only about 10-11%, and our expectation and growth from the ACE Micromatic Group is to make our exports to 30%. So I believe opportunity is there. I believe we can do it. Yes, there are problems. I'm not saying that there are no problems, but if we focus more on what we can do and roll up our sleeves and get down to do it, like this seminar that we just now did, I would like to conclude it in that way.
That's very nice of you, because action is very much that is needed. And I hope the 5G will be a game changer in the coming days. So thank you very much, all the delegates. Now I would request Ms. Harsha to close the session, please.
Thank you, panelists, for exchanging your valuable thoughts on today's Manufacturing 2023, Shaping Factories of the Future. We hope you enjoyed the session thoroughly. Before wrapping up today's session, we would like to thank our distinguished panelists, Mr. Avil Kumar HN, Mr. T.K. Ramesh, and Mr. Ashwin. I would also like to thank Mr. Gopal Anand for taking this initiative. I also thank Mr. Saju for this session. We request our delegates and viewers to stay connected with us on our social media handles. OEM Update is available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also download our app from Google Play and App Store. So with this, we would like to announce the closing of today's session. Request you to stay tuned for more such sessions. Thank you and goodbye.